to Andy's Garage. I'm Andy Phillips. Today I'm going to be doing a product review on this electric impact wrench by Chicago Electric. This is part of their Power Tool series here, so let's go ahead and get started. Here it is here. This one's a little bit dirty. I've had this one for a little bit of time before I decided to do a review on it, so it's got some grease on it, but it's pretty well made. I mean, this is all metal right here. It's got some good weight to it. Doesn't feel cheap. I've seen some that are kind of all plastic. That was one of the things that I liked about this one is you've got all this metal right here. It seems well made, well solid. It's pretty big actually. Has a good feel to it. It's got a lot of scratches and dings on it. I've definitely put it to use to make sure that the quality and the performance was good. So I've not been very delicate with it. It's definitely been put to use, been dinged up a little bit here, and it stood the test of time. Now here's the box for it here. This is 1/2 inch electric impact wrench. Now it's very weak. You only have up to 230 foot-pounds of torque, which is very low. There's some out there of the electric series that are over 1,000. So this is very weak, but it's also very inexpensive. You can pick this up at Harbor Freight, and I actually picked this one up a while back, but I'm going to go ahead and put the current selling price for it right now if you wanted to pick one of these up. The good thing with this, you don't need a compressor. You just plug it right in. It just goes right into your circuit, and it's all electric, so you don't have to worry about having an air compressor. It's not one that goes into your 12-volt plug of your vehicle. So let's see what else this has here. Okay, so here's some of the specs right here. You're looking at 120 volts, as we mentioned already, a maximum torque of 230 foot-pounds. Impact rate is 2,500 BPMs, 7 amps, speed of 2,100 RPMs. That's kind of the basic specs on this. Let's go ahead and take it out to the vehicle and see what it can do. As you're looking at the trigger on it, you have your reverse and forward. So obviously you would use forward for applying the lug nuts, reverse to remove them. It's pretty self-explanatory. Went ahead and put the bright socket on there. So let's go ahead and we're going to head over to these lug nuts now and see how this does. What we have here, these are lug nuts that were last tightened when these tires were replaced. They were done with a pneumatic impact wrench at the tire shop, so they're as tight as you're normally going to get them, which sometimes is overdone. It's hard to get it off when you're using just a tire iron, or a lot of times what I'll use is just a breaker bar. But let's go ahead and see what this thing can do to remove them. Okay, a little bit of a struggle at the beginning, but it got them off pretty quick. Let's try the rest of them. It actually did a very good job, took them off very quick. Okay, now this is going to be the ultimate test, is removing this axle nut. For any of you who've done work on vehicles where you have to remove this nut, this can be on there very, very, very tight. A lot of times it requires a pneumatic impact wrench or even a breaker bar to break that. So this will be the ultimate test with this. Now, however, with the torque being only 230, I don't know if it's going to do it, but let's go ahead and put it on there and let's see what happens. Wow, I am very impressed with this. This thing took it off so fast. And here we go. Pull that off. Here it is. Spun that thing right off. To be honest, I didn't think it was going to do it. But I am very impressed with that. As we saw for removing the lug nuts and the axle nut, it took them off, no problem, did an excellent job. Now we're gonna go ahead and also use it to reapply the axle nut and the lug nuts, and then we'll conclude this review of this product right here. Go ahead and put this on first by hand and get it started. Go ahead here. Okay, perfect. Put these on. Start them off by hand, get them threaded, that way there's no issues. And then we'll come in now with the impact wrench. Tighten them up, see how that goes. Perfect. All right, well, this pretty much wraps up this review of this Chicago Electric, this electric impact wrench. Overall, I'm going to give it a rating of a 10 out of 10. I believe that this thing was way better than I expected. It took off the axle nuts and the lug nuts with no problem. Had a little bit of a hard time on some of the harder ones, but with a little bit of some patience, it took them off. So, highly recommend this for anyone who's starting to do work on their own vehicles, doesn't have the money to get a pneumatic. Definitely well worth it for the price and for what it can do. Highly recommended. So that wraps up this review. I hope this video helped you out. Please send me any questions, any comments. I would love to hear from you. As always, I appreciate all the support. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time.